Russia has unleashed its deadliest attack of the year in Ukraine. It hit a number of cities with drones and missiles, including the capital, Kyiv. Civilian targets were hit. At least 16 people, including a 12-year-old, have been killed across the country. Ukraine's military says it struck back, hitting 2 oil depots in the Russian-occupied Crimea. Crystal Gamansing on this for us. And Crystal, what exactly was hit in the Kyiv attack?
Well, David, let's start with that 12-year-old boy. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko posting on social media that child lost his life in the capital. Now, these were a combination of drone strikes as well as ballistic missile strikes, and it was a rolling situation, according to Ukrainian officials. Those warnings started last night, continued overnight until the early morning hours. Attempts were made to try to shoot down some of those aerial threats. They were not entirely successful. Ukraine's Air Force saying that they were targeted with 19 ballistic missiles and 700 drones, creating widespread fires. Houses were hit, apartment buildings were hit, cars were destroyed. Also, the Ambassador Plaza Hotel in the capital was also destroyed, David.
But of course, not just the capital in Russia's attack being targeted, other cities as well.
Yeah, this is what we've seen, for so many of these sort of strikes by Russia on Ukraine. Odessa, the port city in the south, was also hit. That was a location where, again, people lost their lives. Emergency state services sharing some images from the attacks there throughout the night. They were dealing with fires. They were trying to search buildings that were hit. Homes were also destroyed. Nearby in the eastern city of Dnipro, there was also strikes. And it wasn't just businesses and homes. In the eastern cities of Mykolaiv and Kherson, the energy grid was also affected, and there were widespread power outages in many of these eastern cities as well.
And Crystal, the Ukrainians have seen so much of their support, particularly from the Americans, rolled back. But Volodymyr Zelensky now calling for additional support. What's he looking for exactly?
Yeah, this is another one of those occasions where Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky took to social media, posting on Telegram, but also X, a very lengthy plea, really, to supporters of Ukraine, saying that the partners need to maintain pressure against Russian President Vladimir Putin and against Russia. I can share a part of that statement with you, where he really highlights the fact, saying that there can be no normalization of Russia as it is today. Pressure on Russia must work, and it is important to fulfill every promise of assistance to Ukraine on time. Specifically, that last line, he is talking about Ukraine's need for continuous and prompt delivery of air defense systems, of weapons, and of course munitions, because those are critical in trying to maintain safety on the ground and trying to shoot down some of those aerial threats. As far as Ukrainians, we are hearing from them as well in a number of different cities, but Olena lives in the capital, Kyiv. Her building was hit. In fact, it was also hit last March. And she says there is just an overwhelming sense of frustration, fear, and that it is incredibly scary for kids.
Просто страшно все. За нашу країну і за наше все. За людей. Шкода діток. Людей сьогодні ж багато загинувших. І дітки є загинувші. Дуже шкода.
And just as a reminder for people watching, the war in Ukraine, the full-scale invasion, has been going on since February 2022. So when families talk about the stress and worry for Ukraine, it is something they have been enduring for many years now, David.
Yeah, certainly have. All right, Crystal, thank you very much.